year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
President Trump delivered a rare primetime address. He painted a rosy picture of the economy and blamed Democrats for rising costs. Right now, it's time for the Streamline. Everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. The president is promising an even stronger nation next year, despite offering few new initiatives to address inflation. Since taking office, inflation has stayed high. The job market has weakened sharply. The latest unemployment numbers at 4.4%. That's a 4-year high. The new Quinnipiac poll shows 50% of voters are saying Trump's policies are making things worse. But the president blamed those struggles on the previous administration. He also addressed health care concerns as premiums for millions are set to skyrocket.
I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price.
Now, the biggest announcement of the night, a new tariff rebate check. President Trump says nearly 1.5 million military service members will get $1,700 paid for by his import taxes.
Just before Trump delivered his speech, Republicans in the House passed a health care package. The measure is designed to lower costs for some Americans in the coming years. It allows small businesses and self-employed people to buy coverage through association health plans in an effort to lower premiums. The bill does not, though, address the expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. It's going to go to the Senate, but a vote there isn't expected before lawmakers leave town for the holidays. And even when it does, it's unlikely to get enough votes to pass. That means health care tax credits will lapse, barring some other last-minute deal, and enrollees will see their annual premium payments spike on January 1st. Overnight, police released new images of a second person of interest they believe may be connected to the Brown University shooting. They say the person seen in these new pictures was in close proximity to their person of interest and that they could help the investigation. Authorities are also releasing this map showing the streets marked in green where they say the man they're looking for was seen hours before the shooting. Those red lines place him in the area immediately after the crime.
And doctors said it was a miracle. It was millimeters between life and death.
This morning, we're hearing from a survivor of the Bondi Beach terror attack. You see the bandage. That's where a bullet grazed his head, nearly killing him. Arsen Ostrovsky told ABC News that he was enjoying the Hanukkah celebrations with his family on Sunday when the two gunmen opened fire. 15 people were killed, dozens others injured. A new memo from U.S. Homeland Security reveals that one of the shooters, Naveed Akram, was investigated by the Australian government back in 2019 for his ties to an ISIS cell. Investigators at the time found he was, quote, not an immediate threat. Now, Australia's Prime Minister says he's pushing for new laws to crack down on hate speech and anti-Semitism.
It is clear we need to do more to combat this evil scourge.
The Prime Minister also says the government will cancel or reject visas for people who spread hate and division.
New video shows yet another U.S. military strike on an alleged drug trafficking boat. This strike here killing 4 people on Wednesday in the Eastern Pacific. Southcom says the vessel was operated by a designated terrorist organization. This is the second attack on these boats this week. At least 99 people have been killed in strikes since the campaign began. The government is now admitting some fault for the deadly mid-air collision over Washington, D.C. back in January. 67 people were killed. In a new court filing, Justice Department lawyers write, quote, the United States admits that it owed a duty of care to plaintiffs, which it breached. This was in response to lawsuits from the families of those killed. The lawsuits claim, quote, the mid-air collision was tragically an accident waiting to happen. It said officials failed to analyze data on previous near misses. The government denies some allegations, but generally admitted liability. Came the same day the Senate passed the annual defense bill. That bill includes a provision allowing military helicopters to fly without broadcasting their location. However, senators passed a separate measure requiring all aircrafts in D.C. airspace to broadcast their location. Take a look at this. This is dramatic rescue video from Chicago. A vehicle crashed into a frozen pond early Sunday morning. It ended up about 30 feet from shore and then sank 12 feet underwater. Glendale Heights police rescued 3 people from the freezing water. The temperature just sitting at 1 degree. Still, the officers got everyone out. No major injuries involved. The driver, however, has been charged with driving under the influence.
An inflation report is expected to come out today, giving an update on the economy over the past 2 months. October's numbers didn't come out because of the government shutdown. And today's release is only going to provide partial price data for that month because of a lack of sufficient data collected during the shutdown. Economists, though, predict a slight uptick in inflation from September.
Toys usually top the list when it comes to Christmas presents, but experts say you may want to think twice about gifting those toys that connect to the internet, because that can create issues when it comes to cybersecurity. And that's why some people are choosing to go the more traditional route when it comes to toys, avoiding the gifts that require technology.
He's almost 2.
Allison Layard and her husband have 2 kids. She says they're taking a lot into consideration as they're looking for holiday gifts for their 2 sons, a 2-year-old and an infant.
We basically go off what he's into, so a lot of sports, a lot of cars, a lot of trucks, and then I also try and plan in advance, so whatever he's going to be developmentally needing in the next year.
And as they walk around Geppetto's toy store at Seaport Village, their 2-year-old is drawn to the toys that have the colorful lights and noisemakers. Data from Global Market Insights shows more toys are being made with more than just bells and whistles, a lot of capabilities of communicating with other internet-enabled devices. They range in price from just under $20 to over $100. Experts say these toys aren't just more expensive, they can also leave families more vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks.
Can it do audio? Can it do video?
Nicholas Behar is a USD professor of cybersecurity. He says parents should pay attention to the security features on devices before making a purchase.
So anytime it's communicating, like if it's sending video or if it's sending audio, if it's talking to a website or it's talking to AI, we want to make sure that that traffic is encrypted so nobody can intercept it.
He also suggests parents should use the multi-factor authentication enabled on these devices. If a password is needed, make sure it's different from other accounts. He also says parents need to stay on top of downloading available updates, as they can include updated security features that can protect your devices from these types of attacks. But in the end, it's about weighing out whether these cybersecurity risks associated with these type of toys are worth the stress.
Does this toy really need an internet connection, or does it really need this electronic component in order for my child to enjoy it and get the most out of it?
Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Okay, we're talking about the Powerball again because the jackpot is now approaching its highest of the year. Nobody won again on Wednesday, so it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The estimated pot for Friday's drawing is now supposed to be roughly $1.5 billion. The record for the year is nearly $1.79 billion. There were 2 winners in that jackpot. Now, no matter how big the pot gets, the odds of winning stay the same. 1 out of 292 million. That is just an astronomical number. 1.5 billion. Well, good luck to me. It's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.